The following may contain language that is not appropriate for all audiences. You know, small children, people that are easily offended, whatnot. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us once again here on the Low Fat Podcast. The usual suspects sitting around are Unimic, Omnimic, Super Mike.
Mike.
So, do either of you two jokers have anything that you want to talk about today?
I'm sure Andy does.
Why? Why would you assume that? My mind is always blank. I never think about anything.
Tabula rasa.
So you are a minion then?
I'm a really good minion. Let's talk about.
I don't have a subject.
Let's talk about our lack of subjects in the podcast.
Well, now there's tons of subjects. I was thinking about something that was kind of, I don't know if it's very interesting, but I really don't like the way, or no, I find it kind of odd that people who like what you're saying, and this is not all people, but there's definitely a good swath of folks, or it might be a bunch of types of folks, that if they like what you're saying, it must be the truth.
You don't like the opinion can be fact kind of a thing? Or like whatever they claim, they say it's fact. Like your feelings are more important than what's the real.
Oh, are you talking about that whole conservative leftist thing? Where the conservatives are always like, you know, the facts don't care about your feelings?
Something like that. Oh, I've heard that from both sides.
Well, I don't think you've heard it from the leftists, because from the leftist perspective, it's my feelings don't care about your facts.
They would never say that though.
But it's true.
Is that what you're talking about?
Not necessarily, but we can talk about that. I just thought it's kind of funny because I think it crosses political lines and it crosses some age lines, but there are definitely several types of people that I don't want to sit here and classify right now, that if they like what you're saying, then, you know, they're like, well, yeah, that must be true.
I definitely had that.
Like, you know, hey, that's a good looking haircut.
Thanks.
And then, you know, depending on the type of person it is, it might be like, well, yeah, you're right, it is a damn good haircut. Whereas somebody else might be like, you know, oh, I think we could do better, or, you know, but let's first establish, you know, that there's a person with a shitty haircut. And if someone says, hey, nice haircut, then depending on the bent or the penchant of the person receiving that information, will sit there and go, yeah, you know what, it is a nice haircut. And while there are other people that would sit there and go, oh, well, I know it's a crappy haircut, but how nice of you to tell me that to try and make me feel better.
And they would actually say it like that?
Oh, hell no.
No. They would just feel that?
No, that's the internal monologue. The exterior statement is, thanks.
Yeah, I would say it's the same exterior monologue.
Yes.
I mean, exterior.
Yes, the response is always the same. When someone says, hey, nice haircut, a lot of people say, thank you.
So is that different from just liking somebody and then therefore kind of being good with what somebody has to say because you like them?
Yeah, I think that's different. Because in the one sense, it ends up being a difference without much of a distinction.
Ooh.
But on the one, I got that from you, Mr. New Zealand Law Opinions.
I love that.
A lot of
I like that statement.
But no, there are people that like to think that they are, I don't know, objective, or they're not, they can't easily be swayed. So they like to think, oh, well, you know, I don't like something just because I hear the things that I like, but I disagree. There are a lot of people that, you know, that fall into that trap, and it is a trap.
So you're saying like it's kind of like because they hear it from their side, they like that opinion, and so they feel that's right?
No, they just like the opinion. They just like the statement.
They just like the statement, so that's why they think it's truth?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of like a little bias with all ourselves, I assume, right? Because they have that bias, they're like, all right, he's got to be true because I like this person, or I respect whoever's saying it.
Well, it doesn't even have to be that. I mean, it could just merely. I mean, I think bias does play into it, as you said, but I think that it's merely that statement resonates with me in some way, so I'm going to grab a hold of it and just make it my own.
Shit, that's what's happening like all the time now.
That's
Like, everybody's in their little groups, and then it's like, oh, this statement's all right. So like, I'm on board with this, and then anything that's like not that is.
Well, there's partial fault to the internet when it comes to that. The internet has given everybody a community, and with everyone different opinions. So everyone's got their little circle jerk, everyone telling them the same thing without getting an outside perspective, because they're all in the same. They have the same interests, so they're all going to agree with each other. So,
Now, is that necessarily hazardous, though?
Yes.
yes and no. I don't know, because there are some communities that are, I don't know, maybe healthy. There's a lot of like loners out there, and the internet's given them a little more social, like a place to talk to other people. But then you get like the weirdos who've all acknowledged together, like fucking furry people, and all of a sudden they all think it's okay to be a furry.
But it's phantom sociability, though. It's not true. It's not true community. It's not true social.
Is this you getting together?
A little bit.
You think that these people aren't getting together?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Meetup? Meetup, the app. It's an app dedicated to people meeting up. And so you post your group, you post where you want to meet, and then everyone with a similar interest just meets up. And all you got to do is look through your app. They can find ways to get together.
Okay.
It's terrifying.
I just prefer to have friends, and
Oh, see, that's a lot harder these days. To have like just organic friends.
but that's better.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter anymore.
It might not, but
It does. It does if you're fucking stuck on the side of the freeway.
it might not. But if you throw up your meetup thing, I got a flat tire on the side of the freeway.
I don't think Ferry 356 is coming to help you on the side of the freeway.
But Ferry 356 will probably be a rim job you'll never heard of.
Again, that's probably not something I want for someone named Furry 356.
But there's a community
Why do you
that
always
does
gotta bring the conversation down?
because we're
You
talking
guys.
about it.
stuff.
You guys.
Thank you
it's-
for
it's-
putting
it's-
Dave in
it's
with
that
me.
guy.
You're
No, I
right.
said, why do you gotta? I'm talking
I heard
about
you
Andrew.
guys, so
I
Dave
did
has a
too.
problem as
I
well.
said, why do you gotta?
Well, because we're talking internet communities. I'm sorry, that's the largest.
We
Community
you're
that should
talking
be-
internet communities.
I'm
Of
trying
all-
to do my bullshit thing again.
Of
We're all the faults.
of all the internet communities, you take it to Furries.
All right,
What
name one. Name me an internet community
Yoga?
that shouldn't exist.
Oh, that
Yeah, yoga.
That
That should not exist.
That should.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know.
Yeah, the foot guys. Anything
who?
sexual.
See, I was just gonna name some good ones. GK Chesterton Society.
Who's that?
He was a convert from Protestantism to Catholicism, and he became a very
That's why I don't know it.
prominent defender of the Catholic Church. He's British.
Where's his community so I can troll it?
There's a GK Chesterton meetup
Oh, I
in Santa
got it.
Monica.
I'm gonna fuck that up.
No, I think that could probably run circles around you
I think they would.
because you would have to be able to like engage them on theology.
No, that's too much thinking. They're smarter than me already.
But I can't think of like any meetups that are weird.
There's a
probably
meetup for everything.
There's
you know?
probably witch meetups.
There's meetup. They have
Which
meetups for like that Pokemon Go game. They got meetups for anything you can think of. It's
Didn't
not just
somebody
weird
fall
stuff.
off a cliff looking for one of those things?
Probably.
I think
They
that's
also
funny.
fall off a cliff for trying to take a selfie. So
I know there were some guys that like a lot of trespass was going on. People were trespassing,
trespassing.
and there were some guys looking for a Pokemon Go character, and this guy's like, "Shh, get the hell off my property!" And they're like,
Were they in West Virginia?
probably.
No. Why is it that everyone that's defending their property rights have to be some kind of hillbilly?
Because it's probably
And
happening.
that's enough. And that's enough. And that's where we'll end. Why is it with the dumb asses of today that anytime someone's trying to protect their property rights or defend themselves, it has to be some frickin' hillbilly?
Well, the guy had a hillbilly
As the
accent
closest
in the video.
as the closest representative of hillbillies sitting in this room, we take great offense to that. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you for listening to the Low Fact Podcast. Find us on Stitcher and iTunes. Just search Low Fact Podcast. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Low Fact Podcast. Send us an email at lowfactpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on YouTube. Search Low Fact. All the links can be found in our About. Also, look for my music on IG and Twitter at AFantasyB.